Imagine a galaxy where the enemy doesn't just occupy your world, they strip it bare, leaving behind a desolate, resource-starved hellscape known as the Wastes. You are Jack Mitchell, pilot of the ancient Starship Dragon, and you have just been forced to navigate this graveyard of civilizations to find the one thing that can turn the tide of war, a hidden cache of pre-war technology. Welcome to the Wastes, the fourth explosive installment in M.R. Forbes' The Starship in the Stone series. If you love scavenger tropes, high-stakes military sci-fi, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching a lone survivor pit human ingenuity against a fanatical empire in a landscape that wants him dead, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in military space opera, blending the visceral grit of survival horror with the unapologetic adrenaline of guerrilla warfare. The narrative kicks off with Jack entering a sector that has been systematically drained by the Krell Empire, where every shadow hides a trap and every signal could be a lure. The atmosphere is thick with the dust of dead worlds, the static of jammed comms, and the creeping dread of knowing that the environment itself is an enemy. Forbes excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation in a hostile zone, making every scavenged component, every avoided patrol, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble, where the price of failure is not just death, but being erased from history. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular, desperate scavenger trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about shooting lasers, it's about managing critical resources, understanding the terrain better than the occupiers, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who have superior numbers and technology. Watching Jack reverse engineer abandoned tech, forge uneasy alliances with other survivors hiding in the ruins, and completely shock arrogant Imperial commanders with humanity's stubborn refusal to quit is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat to life, making the roar of plasma cannons, the shudder of impact, and the frantic chatter of the bridge crew feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular explosions and the sci-fi mechanics, the soul of the Starship in the Stone lies in its characters and the heavy burden of leadership. Jack isn't just a pilot. He is a deeply human individual struggling with the moral weight of taking what he needs to survive in a world that has already lost everything. The emotional anchor of the story is his fierce, unbreakable bond with his small team of survivors, a found family bound by shared trauma and the hope of a free future. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet conversations in the cockpit feel just as impactful as the explosive sector-wide battles. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. The Krell launch a massive, coordinated sweep to crush the remaining resistance in the Wastes, forcing Jack into a desperate, high-stakes confrontation. The finale is a breathtaking display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming firepower, and raw, unbridled courage. Jack must use every hidden trick, every overloaded reactor, and every ounce of his combined experience to break the enemy's formation and secure the resources needed for humanity's next stand. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, paradigm-shifting victory that proves humanity's greatest weapon isn't its technology, it's its refusal to give up. The Wastes is a triumph of the military space opera genre. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically epic. M.R. Forbes has created a sequel that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate underdog rising from the ashes. Plug in your headphones, check your ammo, and join Jack. The galaxy is vast and dangerous, but humanity is here to stay.